Hello, I'm Graham Risby, CEO and co-founder for Hiyacar, and excited to go through our opportunity and our business. So Hiyacar, we are a online platform, and we connect drivers to a car when and where they want them. And in our view, we do this better than anybody else in the market, and have been doing so for over 4 years now. So Hiyacar is a very simple concept. People own vehicles, 38 million now in the UK, and they're actually parked for the majority of their time, 95% of the time. If you own a car yourself, I think it's very unlikely that you drive that car more than 1 hour of the day, so it's idle. So they can list their car on our platform for free, and actually share their vehicle to local neighbours and their community members. The owner can obviously make some additional money, and the driver can get a car closer to them, have a much better experience and save money. We also have a quick start technology, which enables the driver to pick up the car without actually seeing the owner. So it's a completely keyless action or transaction. So people use us for lots of different reasons. We used to see I need to get away for a weekend. We're actually seeing a lot more shorter duration journeys, which is why we actually set the company up to change mobility on a local level. And I'll talk a bit more about that later. But for us, we hear that it's important for our members for them to sign up quickly. So you can sign up with Hiyacar in 90 seconds as a driver. There isn't any membership fee, and as long as you pass our verification, which we have around 7 layers, you can literally download the app, sign up, and be on the road within minutes. So we do see lots of our bookings come from people that sign up on the day and they need a car on demand. So there's lots of mobility solutions out there, not just being in the car. Traditional car hire. I won't go too much into that, but I'm sure if any of you have used a traditional car hire company in the, obviously not this year, but in the last year, I doubt the experience would have been that good. And there's a lot of pressure around the fees. It's where actually most traditional car hire companies make their money, but for Hiyacar, we don't have any of that. For Hiyacar, it really is about a more sustainable way of hiring. We also hear that some people will use us as opposed to the train. They can, with Hiyacar, a few friends can rent a car for a few days, plenty of space in the boot for their luggage, and actually that end to end, from start to finish, that's a much better experience for them, and it's actually cheaper. So yeah, it's quite a lot of options out there for people. So the market is really interesting. You look at where we are now, and the car clubs. There's big growth going on in the market, but actually we've not really started. We can, especially I think in a new COVID world, which I'll touch on in a bit as well. But the market's only getting bigger. You look at, say, traditional car hire market, there's around 10 million transactions a year. That's exciting. But actually what's more exciting for us is when you look at the way that people use a car for over 1 hour and under a day, there are actually 5 billion journeys in the UK each year. So this market is huge when you actually need a car once a week to run some daily errands or weekly errands, as opposed to I need a car once a year to go on holiday or to go to a nice wedding. So we have been trading for over 4 years. We're longest in the UK. We've raised £9 million to date, and that money has been invested mainly in our platform and the technology, and to give us these foundations now for growth, but not growth at all costs. We've always wanted to be profitable, and we had that roadmap to profit. We actually have around 100,000 members now, And we've got around, say, 1,400 car owners that are live. But these are active. We did actually have around 4,000 owners last year, but we actually got rid of about 2,000. So it's not the quantity, it's the actual quality of owners. It's quite a lot of those owners weren't saying yes to bookings. And something we're very proud of is reliability. So if you've used other platforms before, Airbnb and the like, I'm sure you've had a situation where the owner's not got back to you. It's quite frustrating. But we had the same problem, but last year we fixed that. So actually our conversion ratio from request to accept is pretty much 100% now, which is truly unique in our industry. And our Trustpilot score, lots of people come to us because of our reviews. We've got hundreds, and they're far better than any of our competitors. So that actually is quite a big marketing channel for us. And our claims ratio is second to none. So, and that leads on nicely to the insurance policy. So we have the only fit for purpose insurance policy in the UK for what we do. There's been many a company that have gone down because they were just focused on growth at any costs. Easy Car Club, Drive Now recently, and a few other peer-to-peer companies, where for us it's always been about making sure the driver is who they are. Our verification is second to none, and our claims ratio is leading in the UK, which meant at the end of last year we could kind of say no to AXA after working with them for 4 years. And we've actually now partnered with a different insurance underwriter, which gives us a policy that means that we can pass the cost directly onto the driver, which means for Hiyacar we are positive gross margin on all bookings, so we can now grow in a sustainable way. Because last year we were subsidising quite a lot of insurance, which was costing us money. But even just as exciting is the hourly insurance. We've been after this for, say, 4 years, and before, say, last year and beyond, we had around 15% of our bookings that were under 1 day. But since our hourly insurance has gone live, that's actually over 50%. So this really is the volume game. This is the zip car market, which we can basically go into and own that market. So just an example here of pricing. We've always been better 1 day plus, but now the insurance we're better value for the shorter duration journeys as well. And Zipcar, back in 2016, they had around 1,500 cars deriving 60,000 bookings a month. Just to give you some, each car was hired out in the average duration around 5 hours. So we are changing mobility on a local level. Our owners like this. They like the fact that actually they only need 5 or 6 local drivers and they hire their car regularly, as opposed to other platforms where somebody will fly in from the States, for example, use the car once, not treat it particularly well, and never be seen again. So this is exciting for us, and this is how we do change mobility. Something that we tested last year, which is a key part of our growth now, and is actually working with an OEM who got good supply of vehicles, and with our data we can see where the search volumes are. We've never had a problem with demands, but it has been challenging sometimes with the peer-to-peer supplier to actually have an owner to match that demand all the time. So we have launched with these new areas with these cars. It achieves purpose, so it helps the driver get a car when they need one. And then just as importantly, when we have peer-to-peer owners in those areas that want to hire out their car, we move these fleet cars on. So this is a key part of our business, which we've never had before. And here's just, it is very data-driven how we place these cars. And the team do very well. We're always learning. We had 20 that went live last Thursday, and every one of them had a booking over the weekend. Some of them have had 4 or 5 bookings in a space of 5 or 6 days. So we're very good at seeing where the search is, getting the parking with our partners at Just Park, and then put it in the car there to help the drivers convert to actually requesting the car. I touched upon this earlier, so I'll leave it here for now. But this is just our conversion, and again, there's not another marketplace that has conversion like this. So the technology works for Hiyacar better than anybody else. They have a car closer to them than any other platform, and when they use it, it works. So they come back and use it again. This is just an example of some of the repeat bookings we have from an owner and a driver. And again, here, just some of our Trustpilot scores. You can go on to Trustpilot and look at this, but you look at Enterprise there, Zipcar, and Getaround. You can see how when people Google rent my neighbour's car or car sharing and hire a car comes up, they see the reviews and they come to us. So our kind of motto really, or our approach is, rather than spending 20 or 30,000 pounds a month on traditional marketing, we'd rather invest that into the platform, have the very best products, and then people will use it and then talk about it. And that's much better marketing for us than some of the traditional methods. Say meeting the team, our chairman was first investor into Zipcar and was there until they floated. The MD of Zipcar, Mark Walker, joined our team in 2016, and our full-time team, we've pretty much got team members from around the world that have worked on other peer-to-peer platforms. So we're very lucky, and we've got a truly world-class team. So just quickly, our lead investor is Itochu, and that's exciting. They've been very supportive of Hiyacar. They own QuickFit. So this kind of ecosystem that they're building, and we are very much a key part of that. And we work with QuickFit to help our owners, and also Just Park for our partner spaces. So financials, we're aiming to do 1,500 bookings in August. We're actually on for about 1,200 bookings this month. Again, that's with zero marketing, and whilst most people are locked down. So we're obviously using these fleet cars especially, and the post-COVID world where you've got this perfect storm for owners listing their car or drivers needing the car. We're very confident to really start growing out now and getting these booking numbers up. So yeah, just the last few slides. I suppose just in summary, the last 4 years is we've been building these foundations for where we are now for really growth, but at a sustainable level. Two main things really being insurance, that again now we're passing those costs on. That's a huge part of our unit economics, and also these fleet cars to really match the supply where the demand is. We are actively launching new cities, so we actually do trade across the whole of the UK, but we've only officially been focused on London. But we're launching Bristol and Brighton with another 4 cities later this year, 2 in Scotland. And at the end of 2023, our revenues will be very high, around 30 million. And that's actually after the owner payments. So we are looking for a bridge round of around 700s on a hugely discounted valuation. I think it's just the times in the COVID world. We've actually got around 600 that's secured from current investors. So we're excited to welcome some new investors, because 700 is a minimum, and we're going to go up to around 1 million on this valuation. That 1 million will give us through to Q2, Q3 next year, where we will then have booking numbers much higher, revenues much higher, and we go out to do our last raise for a few £1 million on a much higher valuation. And we are looking to be profitable early 2022, if not before.